Pam Bondi and the gun rights battle. Let's dig into what this really means. So, what has Pam Bondi actually done as U.S. Attorney General? Well, let's take a look. She created a Second Amendment task force which was formed back in April of 2025 to protect gun owners from government overreach. The mission? To use litigation and policy to advance and protect compliance with the Second Amendment. In plain terms, the Department of Justice now fights for gun rights, not just enforces gun laws. The DOJ is also investigating states that restrict gun ownership. They're reviewing laws in California and New York City that make it harder to carry or buy guns. This could even lead to federal lawsuits to strike down local restrictions. So, here's what's new. They've actually opened a path to restore gun rights for certain convicted people. Starting in July of 2025, a new rule will let citizens apply to get their rights back if they lost them because of old convictions. For example, this move revives a dormant law, 18 U.S.C. Section 925C, which Congress had defunded for decades. Now they're rolling back some Biden-era firearm rules. That means reviewing policies on things like stabilizing braces and dealer licensing. Plus, they've ended the ATF's so-called zero-tolerance policy that used to revoke licenses for even minor paperwork mistakes. So, how are gun rights groups reacting to all of this? Well, let's take a closer look. Supportive. They like her moves. The NRA-ILA said, DOJ is proactively protecting Second Amendment rights for the first time. In May of 2025, a state attorney general letter stated, "We applaud your task force to devise strategies to protect gun owners." And in April of 2025, Reason magazine called her restoration program, "Smart Criminal Justice Reform." Mixed, or cautious. They don't fully trust her. Gun Owners of America, or GOA, said, Bondi's record on the Second Amendment is a mixed bag. That's not good enough. That was in January 2025. GOA also said, after a Supreme Court win, Bondi's DOJ refused to pay our legal fees. That's from October 2025. The Guardian pointed out, her Florida record included an age 21 sales ban and a red flag law. That was reported in January 2025. Critical. Some are just straight up mad at her. The National Association for Gun Rights said, Bondi should be fired. That was in October 2025. Texas Gun Rights claimed, Bondi's DOJ is continuing a backdoor gun registration scheme, also in October 2025. GOA released a statement saying DOJ under Bondi is betraying gun owners and trampling rights. Again, that's from October 2025. And Snopes has been fact-checking claims that she's building a gun owner registry as of October 2025. So, why does this really matter? Well, there are actually several different angles to consider here. From the gun rights perspective, the big opportunity is, fewer restrictions and more restoration options. But there's also a concern. They fear things like fake support or even government data tracking of gun owners. Looking at the public safety perspective, the main concern is that restoring rights for ex-felons could increase risk if, say, screening fails. And there's a worry that rolling back local laws might lead to more guns on the streets. So, from a legal and political perspective, you can expect a wave of court cases and appeals as federal and state laws clash. Bondi's moves could, really reshape how the Department of Justice handles the Second Amendment for years to come. Alright, let's wrap this up with a key takeaway summary. The NRA and its allies are saying, finally someone fighting for us. She's rolling back regulations and launching pro-gun lawsuits, which, honestly, is exactly what they've been hoping for. GOA and grassroots activists are saying, talk is cheap, we want proof. They're pointing out that her Florida record and Department of Justice actions still look, soft on freedom. Critics and watchdogs are weighing in too. They're saying, this undoes common sense safety. Basically, they fear that dangerous people could end up getting guns again. Pam Bondi's Justice Department says it's defending gun rights, but honestly, different groups see it very differently. Some call her a hero, while others say she's just pretending. Why would two pro-gun groups see the same policy so differently? What happens if federal law overrides state gun rules? Who benefits, who loses? This is a moment of promise and caution, a shift in favor of gun rights, but one that still divides the movement and worries public safety advocates. Pam Bondi's DOJ is rolling back gun rules and creating a path to restore gun rights. Gun groups like the NRA call it a win, but others like GOA say it's half-baked and possibly dangerous. It's a rare moment where pro-gun doesn't mean united.